All right, and
We are live.
Damn, you're coming in hot. Coming in hot, buffer style on me.
Had to wreck your intro a bit.
Literally live though.
All right, we're back for another week 2 podcast. Just kind of go over what we got going on in the league, what's been going on this last week, and we'll just kind of see wherever it takes us. I couldn't say my usual. Let's just get right into it because John got all upset. But with that said, let's get right into it. Ryan, you or Osborne, you want to go ahead and start off because I know you got the whole world watching, and I know you got some stuff you want to say. Maybe we get that camera angle straight out of that strong chin of yours.
Hold on. Okay, so can you guys hear me, or is my connection better or not?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. I mean, it's cool, man. 56K, it's all good.
Dial up.
Yeah, I'm working on dial-up. I had to tell my mom to get off the phone.
Osborne's on that AOL.com status. AOL dial up.
Well, no, Mike, you do your thing. We'll weave my special awards into the program as necessary. So go for it, Mike.
Right.
Do what you were gonna do.
Do what I was gonna do. We're gonna do whatever. Hang on.
Do you plan or do you?
Well, here.
There you are.
Let's start off by saying that because I know we got some new guys in the league this year.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
These podcasts are open to everybody. If you want to join in and give your 2 cents, hit us up on that text message thread that we got going. Let us know that you want in because we do them, we plan them. We would love to have your input. So if you're new or if you're old, Tillman, get on this. James, you guys want to get on this? Get in with us. Nate, we'd love to see you guys get in with us.
Well, yeah, you missed out last week when Keith finally graced us on here, bringing his little Baby Gap small tee up on here. So, yeah, I guess I'll start out with the shout out to Keith. He finally stopped being a bitch and finally hit me back the other day. It was probably a good 24 hours of silence. But I guess I'd probably be upset too if I got my ass handed to me and then I talked all that trash and then I couldn't back it up, blah, 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 blah. And here we are again. Just holding it down again like I always do. Just bringing Keith into this world. I'll take you down. I'll bring you up. It doesn't matter, Keith. You are mine. I literally own your ass. So.
Wow.
That's just the way it
Is for him this week?
Do what?
You want to share your name? What your name is for him this week?
Oh, I just started out with one, just kind of fun. I didn't really have anything like right out the gate planned, so I told him to switch it over to Limp Dick Butt Kiss to start it off.
Wait,
So,
do you and Keith have a deal that if he loses to you, he has to switch his name to whatever you want?
3 weeks, I own his team name. It doesn't matter. I literally can ask. I'll text him right now. What do you guys want? While we're doing this, we'll come up with the group thread.
Hey, change it to my team name, Mike. Tell him to change it to mine.
I don't even. What happened with you? Did you just stroke out on your keyboard and then just like that's what you came out with?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Osborne was like, I'm going to play a
I'm
funny
just doing
joke.
Michael Fisher.
He was going to be like, I'm going to play a funny joke. And then he was like,
oh, goodness gracious. All right, well, we'll let Osborne get up in here because he finally wanted to we gave him a little corner, a little segment he's been working on. So he's got some stuff he wants to lay down.
Hit us.
Well, let me just say in advance, I know we're still a few months away from negotiating next year's rules, but I'll plug in there that I think it's league because the cheap-ass win of the week, my first award goes to one John Goundry who won 71-65. With like half his team suspended, he squeezes out a win on just pure luck of the draw. That
yeah, but is that on John or is that on James? Because John at least has got half his team suspended.
Oh, no,
James
it's on
is
both
coming
of them,
in.
but what I'm saying is if this was a total points league, John would get credit for only scoring 71 points, and I would get credit for scoring 103.
Here we go.
And I don't. That's 103 points wasted.
As he's saying this, I'm panicking through everybody.
Because I just got
Wait, hang on. Austin, what'd you guys say?
But doesn't the point system come out later on, though, like for playoffs?
Well, it does for tie-breaking purposes. So he's basically saying he caught the raw in the stick, and it happens for a lot of people.
I'm saying there should be no head-to-head until the playoffs.
Yeah.
The playoffs should be head-to-head.
Yeah, he
but
wants
the regulars. The playoffs should be seeded based off total points.
Yeah, he's basically
It's the
saying.
only way to because Because here's the other side of the argument. Not only does it measure like who scores the most points, which is the point of fantasy, but when head-to-head, you have no control over your opponent's scoring output. It's not like you could play defense and limit their scoring. So like it should not affect the outcome of your season at all until the playoffs, at least.
Tradition says. Tradition says
changes.
we must go head to head.
Anyways, so I'm just putting that out there.
Mike, is this what you gave Osborne a whole segment for? Was for him to rank the total point system?
He came in. He said he had some stuff he wanted to bring up. So I said, all right.
Hold on, Fawcett. You'll get yours here in a second. Okay, I'll go into my awards for the week. Okay? So let's start off with the 3 worst plays of the week. When I say plays, whether you started or sat a guy, the 3 worst moves of the week. These aren't really in any particular order because these are all pretty poor. But I'll start off with
Put them in order.
Yeah, put them in order. I want an order put on these.
I want 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Sports
Let's go
number 3.
with number 3. God damn it! I don't. So I got the guys written down, but I forgot who's. Okay,
What the hell? You not ready for the big toss or what?
This is amateur hour at the opposed.
Who started Alfred Blue? Who was
that?
That
Was Keith. That was Keith.
Okay, yeah. This is for Keith. Yeah. So he starts Alfred Blue on just a horrible Texans team. I know he was a starting running back in place of Arian Foster, but still not that kind of a risky play considering the Texans suck. Blue gets 4 points. The whole 4 points for Tilla baby.
To be fair, who does he have at running back that he could start?
On his bench? No, on his flex. Blue is in his flex slot. I know.
Oh, okay.
Blue is in the flex position. On his bench, he left Percy Harvin, who I know has been inconsistent, but in a scheme where he has a quarterback that could throw the deep ball in Tyrod Taylor, and Harvin being the deep threat he is, that proved a little bit profitable for him. He had 13 points this week. So that's 9 points that Keith left out there. Now, you might say, well, that's not too bad. Well, I looked through every game this week, and we really didn't have that. There's nothing really too egregious, especially in the first week when you don't really know who's going to do what. So I listed that as the 3rd worst play of the week.
I don't disagree with it. I don't disagree with it coming in 3rd. I will say to his defense, I probably would have done the same thing and taken a first-string running back over Percy Harvin, who can be a little inconsistent. But I see what you're saying.
That's true. But again, like I said, there weren't that many bad plays out there. Who's
coming in at number 2?
Bad plays are more immediate.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Okay. Number 2. Now I would put this at number 1, but Mike did score 139 points or whatever.
I'll put that down.
But amongst that burst of scoring, he did start. Is it Charles Johnson for the Vikings?
This made the list. This one play made the list.
Charles Johnson.
Yeah, I started Charles Johnson in the flex.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, with Jordy Nelson gone, Jones is at least the number 2 option in Green Bay, and in that offense with Aaron Rodgers, I would think you would err on the side of Rodgers there. Start Jones over Charles Johnson, who has some hype, has some good potential this year, but still going up against a still somewhat solid 49ers defense on the road. A little bit of a flyer there. Of course, again, it didn't really matter. You won easily, but in hindsight, would you have started Jones instead of Johnson, or would you just go with what you did?
Sure, hindsight, Jones, 51 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Knowing what we know now, Mike, would you take more points or less points?
Would you take the 18 or the
2? Would you take more points or less points?
Let me think about that. Am I on the clock on this one?
Moving on.
Number 1!
Number 1! Worst play of the week.
Again, this is another one I did not write down the actual team. Who started Isaiah Crowell? What was the guy? Who was it? Was this Austin?
That's Leonard.
Leonard.
One of the new guys.
I didn't mean to agree there. Leonard started Isaiah Crowell, which, again, I guess he's a starter. Is he a starter in Cleveland?
Yeah, he's the starter. I guess. Him and Duke Johnson in Cleveland, but I'm pretty sure he's the starter.
They are
Yeah,
duking
so it
it
kind of
out.
goes back to the argument with Blue. And, you start a first-string running back, not a horrible play. But Danny Woodhead, the great Danny Woodhead, had 18 points on his bench, just out there. Woodhead, not exactly the starter. I guess Melvin Gordon is the number one back, but Woodhead is always a safe play, at least for a flex position, in my opinion. So those were the 3 bad plays of the week. Again, not horrible.
Coming
not
in
very many
hot.
horrible plays.
Osborne's top
Coming in hot.
worst
I
plays.
got an award. Blue Balls award goes to Jonathan Austin for
Austin.
bringing on everybody into a trade talk and then just shitting on them.
And I am just going to go with that and say, you're welcome.
That's his. I feel like that's his comeback. Everything I say, he goes, "You're welcome."
You're welcome.
It does not matter what it is.
I do want to say, post Osborne top 3, Osborne, we're going to have to say after this podcast you are banned unless you get either a better connection or get on a computer, because we caught about 40% of the words that you said.
Hang on. Here we go. Bring the frame up just a little. Just
This way?
there you go. Woo, there's the money maker.
We're looking at Osborne's chest and hearing 2 words out of every 10.
It's almost like that dating show when you go on it. You can only just see like their chin.
Oh, you got it. What do you
Oh, perfect timing. We lost him. He probably hung up. He was like,
I
"Fuck
bet
this
you. He hung up. He's around.
Oh,
He's around. So.
it was fun while we had him.
No, I know he's gonna be back on here, or he's either gonna say you hurt my feelings, one or the other. So, all right. Well, I guess let me pull up this last week. I mean, outside of Osborne and Nate, that game was close, and honestly, probably should have been a little closer because that garbage TD from Matthews really put it over the top for Nate. That play was about to look like egg on his face, and then that horrible out at the 1 yard line, and here comes Matthews. Not only did he get stuffed at the 1, he needed that dude to come in, his lineman come in after him and push him in. So
I really thought Osborne was going to pull it out there for a bit.
I did too, man. I honestly thought whenever I want to say he was down by like three at that point or something like that. So a field goal could have tied it, but the way they were looking is they were going to need just a field goal for the win. So I was looking at probably like a 40-yarder, which was.
And see, this game is also my argument to why we don't do a total point system, because you've got nights like Monday night where you guys are all on the text thread and we're sending screenshots of the points, and Osborne's on the edge of his seat and McMillan is on the edge of his seat, and we know what's going on, and it brings emotion. Otherwise, you're just going, I made 100 points anyway, so I still got 4th.
I agree.
Emotion.
No, and like I said, I see where, if we did total points, I think every year we looked at it, there'd always be, somebody in and somebody out that should have been, vice versa kind of deal, and that's just how every single year kind of goes. So, but again, I'm with everybody. As commish, I'm not over here doing dictatorship. If anybody wants to make a rule change and we're all cool with it, I'm down with that. But I got to go with the majority on that. And if the majority's not feeling it, then we just got to keep sticking with what we're working with. So
I just like the emotion. I like the competitive spirit. I like going into Monday night knowing that I'm going to need X amount of points because the other guy got X amount of points. It's fun. It makes it fun.
No, I'm definitely with you on that. That's for sure. I was talking to Ostad during the game. I told him in my 4 leagues I had Julio out of 3. 2 of them were locked up, and 2 games were not. And I had Julio in those 2 games that I needed like 20-something points in each game. And,
hold on, Mike. You own Julio?
Oh yeah, you didn't hear? You didn't hear?
Why didn't you tell us you own Julio?
Dude, I thought somebody would have came down through the grapevine and let you all know that I got
No.
I think we might have heard that once or twice or something, but
I wish I would have gotten like at least a text message from you telling me that you had Julio.
Or 30. Yeah.
I like how everybody's like, there's nothing worse than Mike owning somebody that goes off.
Yeah.
Because it's
didn't
true.
you say that, Ryan?
Huh?
Ryan said that.
Yeah, I said that.
yeah,
Because
that's what
it's
he
true.
said.
Because I get a text message every 10 minutes. Julio for the touchdown, looking beastly. I would suck Julio's dick if it were in front of me.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do to make it to the ship sometimes.
Gotta make it. Hey, all right, let's Hey, let's dive into these matchups. Who do we want to start off with last week? Because
I'm gonna let you drive the bus.
All right, I want to pick. You know what I want to do? I want to pick Ostad because I want to hear your thoughts on what went down. So we had Leonard versus John Ostad. John, you had 80 points to his 92. What happened there?
I think the biggest one is that I was watching Deshaun Jackson because I know he had a shoulder problem in preseason, but I guess the second damn play of the game, he pulls a hamstring. And then, honestly, like that right there, I could have lived with having a couple points from him because even with, who did he have playing? Jordan Matthews playing, and they still lost. I still could have been pretty competitive there, but with a big 0, you can never leave a 0 on the board in fantasy, and you're not going to win every time.
Yeah, that's true. And, there's nothing worse than looking back at your week and thinking, man, if I would have started so-and-so, I would have come back and won. You had Carson Palmer sitting on the bench with 25. You had Fitz on the bench with 8. Couple of those plays. Now, looking forward, are you gonna go with Ryan, or are you gonna switch it up and hit your boy Palmer?
I mean, Palmer, obviously, he can get it done. He's getting a little bit older. The only concern that I have with Palmer is just the receiver inconsistency. Obviously, John Brown is there, but
John Brown. Hey, if you guys didn't know, I got John Brown. If you want to come get
look at Fitzgerald though. Like Fitzgerald has fell off the face of the earth in the past 2.5, 3 years now, and he really hasn't.
Age.
It's getting old.
I think Tuning had him last year, and he was pretty pissed that he wasn't putting points up.
Yeah, but he still held on to a week 8 and was still demanding AP straight up for him. So
that's true, but you also got Palmer in there. Palmer is looking good, at least.
Man, he's always been good. He's just got to stay healthy. That's his issue.
Yeah. No, it was tough. This was a tough week for me. I figured going into the last game, if he had Jordan Matthews playing and I had Matt Ryan playing with Julio throwing the Julio Jones, I figured I could have had this one in the bag, but it just didn't work out that way. He threw 2 picks later on, so that wasn't a very good point strategy there.
How are you gonna let us rank you number 1 in our tier 1 and then put up this dud? Now I gotta backtrack.
Well, yep. I'll just have to prove you wrong this week.
so much hype coming into the week. Losing to so who's L Johnson? Who's L? What's his first name?
Leonard.
Leonard.
Yeah,
that's right.
So Keith's 2 guys are in here. Leonard and Cash. Paulus Cash the second.
Leonard. Speaking of Leonard, man, he's got a good team coming in. I like the way it looks. I like Aaron Rodgers, Matt Forte. I think he's going to sub in Woodhead for Crowell, and I like that play. I think Sanders is going to get his points. Peyton's going to come back in, find his stride. Matthews, Jordan Reed's a good play at tight end. As long as he can stay healthy, man, he'll be good. I do wonder about Vinatieri a little bit, putting up that -1. Don't see that very often. Got that Rams defense that looks stout. So good team from Leonard Johnson going forward. I like that 92.
I'm not trying to spread anybody's business, but there might be a rumor that
rumor mill.
A-Rod might be matching up with his boy in the backfield.
What does that even mean? What? Act like I'm 5 and I don't understand what you just said.
Well, there's the cornerback, right? Okay. And then there's the running back behind him on the same team, and Leonard's trying to do real life in fantasy.
Oh.
Ostad knows what's up.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's keep it moving since we're trying to keep this one to under an hour for you guys.
Fair enough. Lightning round! Here, I'll do my game really, really quick. Keith
do it, Mike.
Got his ass beat, cried, bitch, super saltiest motherfucker I've ever met. Game over. Let's move to the next one.
Wow, just called him salty. I will say he put up 69 points and had a bunch of injuries. T.Y. out. Ellington out. Blue sucked it up. So if he can make some trades, I don't know if he's been talking to you guys. I talked to him a little bit. We didn't come to any agreements. I value my players too high for him. But he's looking to make some trades. Are you guys in talks with Tillman on this?
With what?
Trades. He wants to get rid of Lacey so he can get some...
Man, he is number 2 in this league when it comes to blue ball effect. Ostad's still holding it down number 1.
Yeah.
Keith is fielding offers for Lacey, but if he actually pulls the trigger, we'll see. I know for a fact what deal he should take, and whether or not he takes it, I don't know. So.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't deal Lacey, that would be dumb.
Because he's got to cash in, and like that's what I don't understand. Like everybody always drafts somebody really high, and then they always hold on to them till the bitter end for no reason, instead of figuring out, playing smart, saying, "Crap, I got positions here, here, and here. I need some people on bye weeks. I'm gonna cash this guy in." I'm all about cashing in, turning around, flipping it, but other people, man, they like to hold them all the way to the bitter end. So
yeah, you got to realize that whenever your team is not looking great, you need to do some trades to move up the ladder. Odell will get his, Peyton will get his, but these other guys, they're not doing. Lacey will get his, but Hilton's out. Donnell's not looking great. Alfred Blue not looking great. All the dudes on the bench. Owen Daniels. You got Percy Harvin. He might be able to do something.
Yeah, but it depends on if he gets his migraines or not. Every time he gets one, he's out for like 6 months, it feels like. So
inconsistent. So, Keith, pro tip, do some trades. Don't just sit there with your hand on the trigger. Pull it. Let's keep it moving. Paulus Cash versus Bobby Wellborn, another newbie. Coming in this time, though, 0-1. He lost to Wellborn. Looks like we had a nice little matchup, but Wellborn really got some help. Travis Kelce putting up the numbers last week. Matt Bryant with the kicking game, 17 points. Antonio Brown doing what he does with 19. And Tony Romo, fourth quarter comeback king with 22 points.
Did you guys watch the end of that game? Because I actually stopped watching it because honestly it didn't matter to me anymore. And then all of a sudden I just see everybody start blowing up in the thread.
I watched the whole thing, man. It was a doozy. I will say, I don't know if you guys are caught up on the news. It looks like the Giants told who was their running back that didn't score?
No, it wasn't even the Giants. It was Eli. He told Rashad, don't score.
Don't score.
On first down, don't score.
That is the dumbest, stupid decision in the entire, I don't even know. And then they don't know how many timeouts that the Dallas has, and then they don't know that they should take a sack.
Well, have you not looked at freaking Coughlin these days? He looks like a geriatric ass citizen. He probably doesn't even know where he's at. He probably lost himself.
He is very old.
This is like a classic Dallas and Giants game, though. Like, nobody knows what's going on. Oh, shit, might as well just pick up this ball and throw it, maybe. And then, I scored. Okay, cool.
Mike, do you think Witten's going to be able to keep up those numbers the whole season?
Probably not 2 TDs, but I definitely like the fact that Dez is out. I mean, he's definitely going to be, primary target. He's definitely best buds with Romo. Last year was kind of an off year, but I honestly think this year is going to be good for him. It really just kind of worked out for me because I had Kelce before the season started, and I had to move him to get Ingram. So the fact that I had Witten on the side, it really just kind of paid out for me. So I'm hoping it keeps, tight ends are – you don't ever need real points from him unless he's Gronk, because Gronk's basically a wide receiver. So outside of that, if you get 6, 7, 8, all the way up to double digits, then you're doing good. So
maybe
you guys the Bobby Wilborn, his team, he's got Amir Abdullah on the bench. Do you think that would be a smart play for flex?
I would assume he's going to play him, and that was another
flex. Amari Cooper, yeah, I'd play him over Amari.
Yeah, I want to say he had one of the things that I sent over to him was also Jaquie Bell. So we were talking about
also known as Joik Bell.
Jaquie. No, anyways, but he was talking about Amir Abdullah, and he was saying that he thinks he can have a breakout year, which a lot of people are pegging him. But I honestly didn't expect to see it so soon. In that first game, so I mean, it definitely could be something moving forward. He was the only guy that was doing anything for that Lions team.
First touch, man. First touch brings it in for a touchdown, but I am worried a little bit. See, I'm always worried about people splitting carries, and Joik Bell, Amir Abdullah is a pure case of they've got a veteran who knows how to block and he knows how to do his thing, in Joik Bell, and you got Amir Abdullah, this rookie coming in that might be able to put some points up, but you don't know. Who do you start? Because one week you start Amir, you're going to have Joik go off, vice versa. You never really know. But his team doesn't look bad. I like Bobby Wellborn's team. Put up 101 this week. Looks like he can maybe keep it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at his lineup. If Victor Cruz can somehow come back and actually be a slice of what he used to be, he might be a decent flex play. So
Yeah, I don't have any faith in Cruz, but that's just me.
hey, I liked him on HBO Ballers, so at least he's doing something good. So.
I heard that show is awful. I heard it's awful.
What? It couldn't be any worse than what's it called? Season 2 of True Detective.
Yo, that was gonna be in my intro. Stay tuned if you want to. Stay tuned next week or the week after, whenever I host. I'm gonna do a little True Detective funniness. I thought of something that's gonna be.
Yeah, well, season 2 was awful. Season 1 was where it was
Yeah.
at. So, anyways.
Paulus, you look like you could have a good team. You probably need to make a couple trades. Just looking at it real quick. Bring yourself up the ladder. Give us some text. Shoot us some text. We're always open to trades. We got no. We already talked about Osborne's game, didn't we? A little bit.
Yeah, because he had an unfortunate situation. He finished third in points this week, and he fell to Nate. Really tight game all the way in, and he almost even overcame Dez breaking his foot. So, but he still got a good squad. I know Nate was a little upset that we put him down in tier 3 when we did our thing last week. So obviously we're gonna have to make that change. His team is actually still pretty good. Maybe the championship guru knows what he's doing. I mean, he put the points out there, and maybe we could say he got lucky in the first week, but, I mean, points speak for themselves first week out, so.
Man, I don't know, man, because Gronk just fucking looks like a dad playing with his kids. Like, fucking can't score. Yeah, it's crazy. You can't stop him. And then you got DeAndre Hopkins, who just has great hands. Phillip Rivers, if he can keep throwing that ball, will do well. And you called it, Jeremy Hill. I didn't, I was worried about him splitting carries with Gio, but Mike, you called it. Jeremy Hill's getting them touches this year.
He is going to.
How did I get him last year? Did I get him off a waiver wire? Or did I get him from a trade?
You got him from a trade. Mike had him. And
if anybody got anybody off the waiver wire, you can look no further than this guy.
Well, no. Let's not forget the best waiver wire claim of the season last year.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The game before he blew up, grabs him off the waiver wire and takes me to the playoffs. Odell Beckham Jr. We had another close game. James Barrett versus John Goundry, 71-65.
Let's talk about a snoozer, man. That game was just straight ass.
A lot of low points, not a lot of high scoring. You did have Russell Wilson going to overtime. You had Drew Brees match him with 16 points. But overall, you guys are going to have to do a little better. James, we thought you had a better team coming in. What happened?
Yeah, we really did think that James was actually going to finally put it back together this year. He's back in the States. I thought he was going to focus up, but that team fell flat, man. And it all started, I guess it all technically ended with Peterson, but, man, I don't know if that Niners defense was not supposed to be good. They literally just lost like 5 dudes off that defense, and all of a sudden, Peterson's just looking rough out there. I don't
put it on the Niners defense as much as I put it on Norv Turner being a dumbass and not giving him the touches. What do you get? 10 touches?
Not very much, that's for sure. First 3 plays, they went 3 and out, throwing the ball, which I'm like, how the hell is that even possible? Peterson's back there waiting just to run it. So
it just takes one time for Boomer to be like, and he's going all the way. That's all it takes. One time, and he's all the way gone, and he gave him 10 carries and let Carlos Hyde steal the show. Which brings us to the best team in the league. Childish Gambinos versus Morning Woodhead. Ooh, look at that team. Are you guys looking at my team right now?
Are we talking about Woodhead's team, or who are we talking about?
No, we're talking about that team that put up 104 and had a 1-pointer and a 1-pointer, and Demaryius Thomas come in with 6.
104, that's cute.
Ooh, but you know what? Do you know what? Who wasn't playing? Mike Evans was not playing. Who got underperformed? Greg Olsen underperformed.
Yeah, he'll come back around. But at the same time, I don't see. Here's the thing with Greg Olsen is I'm 100% true believer in him. But whenever you lose Kelvin Benjamin and there's nobody else to throw to, I just feel like he's going to get double and triple teamed all day.
Hey, I think if they can get him out in the problem was they used him for blocking all game. They didn't put him out in the slot. They didn't put him out anywhere as a receiver. So they just used him for blocking. Once they figure out that they need to use him as a receiver, I think they've got him. I'm pretty happy with my team, guys. I got to say. I don't know if you guys watched the San Francisco game last night. Carlos Hyde legitimately looked like a young Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a keep talking, but I'm gonna send you a direct message.
That spin on the goal line to get away from that Vikings
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah,
Dirty,
that was-
right?
Yeah.
And then
was
and then DeMarco and Sam. I think Sammy had a low game, but still put up 13. DeMarco's gonna get his in. I have confidence. Yeah, 13 is alright. But then you got
He didn't
Chris.
have-
Chris, what was that?
He said Bradford didn't have any interceptions, which is obviously a good thing.
No, he had
What?
2
I was
interceptions.
gonna say he definitely had 2. The game ended on an interception because Jordan Matthews doesn't know how to catch a damn ball.
Yeah, that's Jordan
Yeah.
Matthews' fault. He sit on the bench.
Literally goes through his hands, bounce off his face, and then it gets picked. I never say Bradford's so pissed, but at the same time, I haven't really seen him on the field for an entire game in like 3 years. So
He looked. I gotta say, he knows how to throw that ball. He knows how to run a team. They'll be okay. They'll be just fine.
hey, side note, real quick, if you guys run through like when you're watching the game, everybody's little profile pictures on there. Everybody came in nice, casual jersey, nothing else on. Bradford did not get the memo because he's in full damn pads. I'm surprised he's not wearing his helmet to this photo shoot. So.
Funny.
And then I don't want to forget my boy because this is a sleeper that is coming up, and I have faith in. Chris Ivory, taking that bell cow status in New York. They're able to spread the field with Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker now. They got Fitzy throwing them the ball. They got a decent O-line. They got a good defense to keep the other offense off the field. I think Chris Ivory can keep it up this year.
Well, in all fairness, he did. I mean, not consistently, but he had those kind of games last year. If that Jets team would have been a little bit better, I think he would have gotten a lot more looks. So.
Yeah, but he was also splitting with Chris Johnson last year. This year, it's all him. It's all him.
Hang on, let me help you out with that splitting.
Listen. But
Chris Johnson was on the team, I guess. So.
He was there. Okay, so that's week 1. That's week 1 in the books, making it happen.
Yeah,
We're looking forward to week 2.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what goes on this next week. Week 1's always fun to have just because it's a fresh new season. Everybody's excited to see what their team does, blah, blah, blah. A couple of people are really excited with what they got. Some people feel that, things can change the next day, and then there's other teams that are already hitting the panic button, and they know that they're already in some deep doo-doo. So, I don't know.
You know what? If you're hitting that panic button, you better hit it hard and start making the trades now. Because if you get in the the routine of not making trades, then you're just gonna be one of those guys whose teams just fail.
You gotta cash in. That's the thing, man. You gotta cash in.
And be smart. Be smart about your trades. If Mike's offering you something, keep negotiating. Don't take his first offer.
There's always more.
Don't take his first offer. What
There's
was that
always
like?
another offer.
Last year it was like, I'll give you Peyton Manning for nobody, and he's like, okay, I'll take Peyton Manning.
Actually, in all fairness, I traded Peyton Manning, Greg Olsen that everybody made fun of for, and then he put up top 5 tight end numbers. I don't even remember who else was involved in that trade, but
I'll just say there were multiple trades where the gang came together, which never happens, and vetoed against Mike Wright.
Okay,
what
never
was
happens, or when it does happen, it's me.
Exactly. That should tell you something. Never happens except with you.
Remember that happened 2 years ago too with Adrian Peterson, Mike?
2 years ago or last year? What are we talking about? You're talking about last year when I got shafted and still made it?
Okay. All right, let's look forward. Week 2, we got first projected matchup. We got John Onstad, John Goundry. Battle of the two Johns. Bad News Kennels and Jesus. Onstad, how you feeling about this matchup?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I obviously you want to feel really good about every matchup that you go into. I mean, I feel like Terrence Williams could have a good week. It just depends. I mean, obviously, Witten's gonna steal some catches from him, but I still have Sammy Watkins on the bench. Really bad play with Ruben Randall. Playing in my flex, but I mean that's just kind of how it goes. He had a good matchup. That game was just pretty terrible. I mean, I think I have a good matchup.
Are you gonna play James Jones at the flex this week?
We've been talking about this for like 3 days now about getting James Jones on my team, but I'm still giving him blue balls, so you know how that's going.
Who does he want? Who does he want for James Jones?
He wants Lamar Miller.
Dang, you're gonna dirty my or air my dirty laundry like that?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that trade is James Jones is great for about another 3 weeks until Cobb finds his shoulder feels better.
Yeah.
And then his productivity goes down the drain.
I don't believe so.
That's my opinion.
I'll keep him at the flex on my team all day. So.
I mean, I think I have a good matchup, honestly. Like, I've got Jamal Charles, Lamar Miller, 1-2. He's got D'Angelo Williams against San Francisco. I've got Lamar Miller against Jacksonville right there. I mean, Rashad Jennings playing against Atlanta. And Atlanta's defense actually looked pretty good. And then Russell Wilson's playing at Green Bay maybe in the cold, and I'm going to be there, so he may not have a good matchup.
Oh, you're going to a little NFL football game, are you?
Yeah. There on Sunday.
Ooh, that'll be fun. I will say I like Golden Tate at Minnesota. I think Golden Tate's going to have a bounce back game. I think Jimmy Graham's going to have a good game. I think LeGarrette Blount could be poised to have a good game.
That's going to be the huge factor. Is he the guy that was in the AFC Championship game, or is he the guy that's out smoking up some fatties with his boys? So
exactly. Which one are we going to find?
And D'Angelo held it down, man. While Bell was gone, he did good last week.
That's true. Yeah. D'Angelo could get a cool 20. Well, that San Francisco defense didn't look bad. If they can attack hard, it just depends on. I think if Roethlisberger can successfully pass, and he's got Antonio Brown there, so I think if he can get that passing game going, it's going to open up because the Niners aren't going to be able to rush like they want to, and Williams might be able to get some points. So it's going to be close. I think you guys are going to have a close game because I like your team too.
Yeah, I'm with you. Who are you taking?
I'll probably take Ostad on this one.
Oh man, I am torn on this one just because
blue balls gets cut to the blue balls, right?
No, I ain't going there. So I'll take Ostad just because he had a team. We all thought his team was going to do something. They kind of fell flat that first week. I don't expect it to go the same way next week, but I will say. Man, John's got a bunch of sleepers. Like I said, Williams, he's going to be able to use for one more week. He could get some easy points out of him. If LeGarrette does anything like he used to, then that could be trouble. But I'm gonna take Ostad.
All right. Next game, Michael Wright versus Michael Fisher. Battle of two Mikes. We got Johns. We got Mikes. First names galore. So, Mike, what do you think?
Well, let me pull it up. I already got Fish likes to play this game where he likes to be super polite and he likes to just call it a game like 30 years before it's even over kind of deal. So
no, you got this one. You got this one.
Yeah.
You're a point ahead. You got this one.
It's over. It's in the books.
So I'm already getting those messages out the gate. Projections. yeah. Not necessarily the game's over, but he's always like, oh man, good luck. It's gonna be a tough one. You got a really tough team. Blah 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 blah. Anyway,
Fish, you're so polite. I love it, but also it's like I think that's why Osborne is gonna target Fish. We'll see how Fish can hold up because I as being the subject of Osborne's hatred and just bullshit the past 2 to 3 years. Get ready, Fish. Get ready.
All right, so I'm looking this over. I mean, we obviously know my lineup's pretty solid. The only real weakness I have is probably right there down at the flex, just trying to figure out what I'm doing. That Broncos D is for real this year. I know you know for a fact it is, Ryan, but it is so legit. Jeez, man. Wade Phillips back there, that is points galore. So I'm excited.
Who are you gonna guard? You gonna guard Von Miller and let DeMarcus Ware tear your head off? You gonna guard DeMarcus and let Von Miller get through? What are you gonna do?
We'll forget that. T.J. Ward, Talib, and Chris Harris all in the backfield. So
we didn't even have. Who did we have? Like T.J. Ward wasn't even playing.
Yeah, he was still suspended, but it didn't matter. They still close game, but they still pulled it out. That defense was definitely there. So I like my squad. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the flex. I really do like James Jones. I think he's going to be good this year.
I like James Jones, but I don't know if I like him against Seattle.
That's the only thing. But they're playing it at home, and I think Ostad's going to give me some good vibes.
I mean, they're playing at home and Sunday night.
They play good on Sunday nights?
It's prime time. I mean, that's the best time to play.
It is the best production value, that's for sure. I can't stand watching CBS games. Too bad I got to watch them every single GD week. So, but anyways, I'm looking at his squad. I mean, he's got a bunch of good running backs. CJ's hurt going into this week, so that could be a huge difference. And I know Ryan's got Hillman on the side because I feel like I maybe have read that the other day coming through the phone.
Yeah, boy. See, I don't have. Here's the thing about CJ is as much as we're both huge Denver fans, and I love me some CJ Anderson, but he does not look like he can stay healthy the entire year. He came out of that game thinking maybe he had a hurt toe or something was wrong with his foot. I don't know, man. If he gets hurt, boom, all of a sudden Fisher's team goes down the drain.
Yeah, he's just got a bunch of guys that have. Like Cobb's hurt right now. I mean, Calvin hasn't really been that elite player in a few years. I mean, Alfred
Doug
Morris.
Martin?
Yeah, Doug Martin at the flex. I mean, I guess he rushed for 52 yards, which was probably a season high for him last year because he was pretty much ass.
Yeah, but Doug Martin's like that girl in high school that you always wish would do good and ask you out, but never would.
Yeah.
Always looks pretty from far away, but then whenever you start,
show that flash that one time, and then just cold shoulder the rest of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, you could be really great, you could be hot, you could be great for me, and then you get close to her, and she's like, nah, I ain't shit.
I'm calling this right here because it shouldn't be this, but I'm looking at that Miami at Jacksonville, and that smells like a trap game to me, personally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm thinking Tannehill. Everybody's kind of riding his train this year, and I still think he has a lot to prove. He's got some good wide receivers. They really need to get Lamar in that offense a lot more. That was kind of huge for them last year, and that's when things really started clicking. So we'll kind of see what happens this week with them. I honestly think I got this. Projections are giving me the loss, but obviously those means absolutely nothing. But I honestly think Julio's going to rip it up again, and Tom's going to have another good week, probably throwing 6 touchdown passes to Gronk. So
I don't know about 6, but I think he'll get his. Yeah, I'm gonna take you on this one, Mike. I know you will take you. Ostad, who you got?
I'm going to obviously take Mike. I mean, the matchups for Mike are just a little bit better, and I mean he's got a lot of hurt iffy players there.
That's true.
I'm hoping James Jones catches 4 TDs. That way I can text Ostad afterwards, be like, hey, you still interested in James Jones?
Mm-hmm. Sell high, sell high.
Goes your blue balls again.
Yeah.
Them Blueies. All right, next matchup we got Keith Tillman against Paulus Cash. Keith going against one of his buddies. Right now he's got in David Johnson instead of Ellington, and in place of T.Y. he's got Percy in there.
Well, I think Ellington's out for a couple weeks. He got hurt, apparently.
Yep. So what do you guys think?
Go ahead, Austin. I'm going to pull it up still.
Let's see. I mean, Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning both had an off game last week. I mean, that is for some reason last week was a strange feeling week. Whenever just Peyton Manning had 5 points, Andrew Luck had what? He had 5 points going in the fourth quarter, and then he ended up with 11 or something like that. It's a really strange week just to see that. So I mean, the same thing with McCoy too. So it's gonna be an iffy game. Because we got Odell and we got Percy, and then we got Brandon Cooks and Nelson Aguilar. I mean, those 4 guys right there. Obviously, ODB. He's going to do what he does, but they're still playing Atlanta there. I think this is going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be really close. Could be a defensive game maybe. Depends, but I'm going to take Keith on this one. He's got Peyton.
All right, Mike.
Man, I mean, I don't know, man. Cash has got some pretty decent running backs. If McCoy can stay healthy, but they kind of seem like, from when I was watching, they got 3 dudes running back there, and they're playing a bunch of different, coming out of the backfield, and some people they're bringing in just to block. So I don't know what's going on with McCoy. He's still kind of hurt. Forsett, he did all right against Denver, but that was pretty unfortunate for him just because that defense is pretty stout. I would assume going against Oakland, it's going to be a pretty good game for him. I feel like I'm the only one not on this train, and I feel like maybe somebody else is out there, but they just hadn't said anything. Am I the only one that thinks the Brandon Cooks play is completely overrated and everybody keeps beating it to the ground?
100% that fucking play is way overrated.
Everybody and their mom brings that one up. Brandon Cooks is finally going to have that year, or he's going to do so. I know he was a rookie last year, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is they losing what's his name, that tight end? They got to throw it to somebody. Yeah, Jimmy Graham. Losing Jimmy Graham, you got to throw it to somebody. And Brandon Cooks looked real promising last year. And now you're going up against a Tampa Bay defense that got slapped around by Tennessee last week. So I don't mind the play of Brandon Cooks as a really strong wide receiver. I don't think he'll have every week, but I think once he starts, getting that chemistry together with Drew Brees, I think he could be a decent wide receiver.
Personally, to me, he's a flex play. He's not even a 1 or a 2. That's just me, though.
What about Nelson Aguilar, though? I mean, wouldn't you think
definitely. He definitely doesn't even in the lineup. I don't even know how he got drafted. So
yeah, I agree.
I'm definitely with you, though. Stevie Johnson needs to be put in that lineup. I'm not going to obviously set anybody's lineup, but if you're listening, put Stevie Johnson in the lineup. So.
I think both. Yeah, who you got?
I'm taking Keith just because. I mean, he's got a pretty decent squad. He's got a lot of playmakers on his team that really just didn't show out last week. So if they do anything like they're supposed to, he probably should get a win. But I will say the caveat is if Luck is anything like himself last year, as you already know, we're talking 40, 50 points a game. So that could be a huge difference. So,
man, if Luck can play, go back to him old self. Paulus has himself. It's like 20 points guaranteed every week, which is nice to have. I will say I think this matchup depends largely on who can make the better moves in terms of can Tillman get some good trades going. And that's the thing is I don't think he can. We're all kind of entertaining this Lacy trade, and at least from what I'm seeing on my side is he's valuing him way too high. He's got that homer value going, and he doesn't want to get the depth that he needs. He wants to get 2 running back ones or some great stuff, which I understand the feeling, but you need some depth. So unless Keith can make a great trade, I'm going to take Paulus on this one. I'm going to take old Cash.
I'm only taking Keith because I think he's going to make a deal, and I know the deal, and it looks like it's going to be good.
If he can make a good deal, I'll take Keith. But as it stands now, I don't know.
What'd you say, Austin?
Is it what? Can you just tell us already?
I ain't telling no one.
Yeah.
I don't kiss and tell. You guys can find it out on your own. I do like to hit up people while they're in the middle of trying to work deals. I'm like, oh, yeah, you like this one? This looks pretty good. How the hell do you already know that?
10 minutes. Okay. Well, let me just type this in here really quick. What are your thoughts?
I'll look at the worst part is Ostad's got all these red messages on his iPhone, so I always see him looking at it. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker.
He knows. He knows. All right, next matchup: Nate McMillan and James Barrett. Nate, returning champion, taking on James, who had the top team going into the week, one of the top teams, but coming out looking like he's a little low. He's projected to win. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to take Nate on this. Easy win for Nate, I think. I think they're projecting him way too low, and I think they got Barrett a little too high.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take the same thing unless Peterson literally starts just ripping body parts out on the field. Jeremy Hill's just going to roll some people over. Like I said, DeAndre Hopkins has solidified himself as a top wide receiver playmaker. Phillip Rivers still knows how to throw the ball. Brandon Marshall, man, he might actually do some things in New York. I thought that was just going to be a front, but he might be all right there. And then obviously Gronk is just going to murder everybody every single week. So the only issue he has is really that flex spot at the moment. And I mean he's got Moncrief on the bench. I'd probably put him instead of Matthews, honestly. But I'm taking Nate. So.
I agree. I think you take Moncrief with T.Y. out especially. You put Moncrief in there in that flex. I think I was just talking to somebody earlier today about Marshall. I was surprised he went so late in the draft, and I think with that offense, man, the Jets offense can actually be good. I'm high on them this year. I think they'd be good.
Okay, let me ask this real quick. So are we high on it with Fitzpatrick in, or are we high on it when Geno gets back?
I'm a high on it with Fitzpatrick in. The moment Geno steps onto that field, I'm dropping every Jets player I have.
Fair enough.
That's not true. Asa, what do you think about this matchup?
I think I definitely got Nate. I mean, that projection is a little bit low for him. I mean, he's got some good matchups, so I would take Nate.
Agreed. All right. Did we go through? We went through Ostad and Gowndry, went through James, went Mike Fish, we went through Paulus. We got one matchup left. That would be myself versus Bobby Wellborn. You guys know I am a a little biased. I'm gonna take my boys on this. I think Carlos can keep it up. They've got him at 10 points. You didn't see those legs moving and those bodies spinning. Demarius will have a great week. Evans, I think he's going to want to prove that he's no fluke, and he was out last week. I think he'll have a good. And you know what? I was watching James. I know a lot of people are low on Jameis Winston. I was watching him in the preseason, and he has good accuracy, better accuracy than I thought. And to his point, they said that the coach, whoever is coaching Tampa Bay this year, they said he texted Jameis at 1:30 a.m. and Jameis was watching film. I like that about him. I do wonder why he was texting him at 1:30 a.m. So
trying to get a booty call in.
He was just like, "Hey, you up?"
Hey, you're supposed to be sleeping right before the game, but you want to Snapchat real quick or what?
You still up, Jameis? Jameis replied, "Who did?"
What do you think about DeMarco going home to Dallas? What do you think about that matchup?
I think he lays a dud.
No, I think he goes, "Oh, you guys just want to see me run," and then he just goes off for 35 points.
That offense does not fit him, man. The Dallas offense with that line was perfect for him, and I understand why he went because he took the money, which was fine because running backs got to get their money whenever they can. So, but this Philly offense does not look like it's going to be his fit. And I thought that before. Like, I was excited about the signing because, one, it takes away something from the Cowboys, but two, I thought, maybe Chip Kelly could figure out how to use him. But it's week one, and I know it's super early overreaction. But
it's super early, and here's how I think they'll end up using DeMarco after watching that game on Monday. Is I think all they have to do is get in the red zone, get within the 20 to 15 yards in, and they give it to DeMarco. They did it both times that he scored. They just give it to DeMarco, and he finds a way to get in the end zone. I don't think they need him. They've got Sproles to get him down the field. They've got that hurry-up offense. But once they get in the red zone, and that's all they have to do, they're going to use DeMarco to run it in or to dump it off, and that's all they need. All they need.
That's all they need. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not feeling DT this week. Not because I love DT, but bro, historically going to Arrowhead in Kansas City and on a short week this is going to be a tough ass game.
And he hurt his wrist.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything back from that, so I think he's good to go. We talked about that him getting some X-rays on his wrist, but I haven't heard anything, so I think he's going to be all right.
They said he's fine, but that ain't nothing to fuck with, man. You don't fuck with a wide receiver's wrist.
Whatever. I'm just glad it's not ankle like Julius Thomas being a bitch the entire year. Like, my ankle hurts, and then he holds out, and then he gets his contract, and he leaves.
You got your dad as your manager. Bad decision.
Yeah, did you see him getting all up on the Twitter sphere and Facebook, just hunting down people because they were talking bad about him?
Man, talk to me whenever you come back into the game. Stop sitting on that bench and play some football.
The only thing that pissed me off about him is he actually was adamant. He told people he could have played probably about a month sooner, but he was holding out because he knew he wanted that contract. So whatever. Who you guys got? Looking at the game itself. I don't know, man. This Cowboys-Eagles game could be a barn burner, or it could be kind of close. I don't know, man. Romo and Bradford, I feel like they might cancel each other out just as long as the Eagles can get their stuff going together. You definitely have the better set of running backs. I'd probably say wide receivers are pretty close. He has the better tight end, personally, to me. Damn, this is going to be a close game. I think this is probably going to be one of the closest games of the week. With that said, I'm going to take Fawcett just right now. But geez, this really does look really close. This is going to be within 5. So,
Asa, what do you think?
I think it's going to come down to the tight ends. I mean, obviously, Kelsey had a really good game last week, and Greg Olsen not so much. But, I mean, Greg Olsen also has a pretty good matchup with Houston for tight end. But, I mean, Kelsey, playing Denver, that's going to be pretty tough. So I think it could come down to tight ends. But, I mean, Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, it's a little shaky right there. But it's still a good matchup for both of you guys. I would say Ryan's got it right here.
Safe pick. Ryan's coming out 2-0. Just going to run the gamut this year, guys. I'm going undefeated, and I'm going to win the championship. Call
Say
it.
that too.
You willing to wager?
I will wager all of my golden nickels
There you go.
on an undefeated year. I'll wager Keith's team name.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start making weekly prizes. Keith's team names on the block. Let me know. You let me know.
Are you gonna gift a player to us or what?
Huh?
You gonna gift a player like James Jones, or how do you want to do this?
You ain't getting him for nothing.
Shit. Osborne, here's your total points scored. You get the most total points scored. You get to name Keith's team. Whatever you want.
Hey, you gotta rub that one in.
He didn't even come back.
Do what?
He didn't even come back. Like, where the hell did he go?
Yeah, Osborne.
He said his connection was good on his side, but for whatever reason, we were all seeing something different. So.
His connection was good on his side because the picture he's seeing is from the hardware on his phone, not the internet connection.
Yeah.
I could see myself fine. Well, yeah, because you were looking at your own camera phone. Technology. All right. I mean.
So let's say this real quick. I'm gonna make a prediction. If James loses this week, he's fire selling. Peterson's on the block quick.
Yeah, I could see that happening for sure. The hard thing about fantasy football is you get these running backs like Carlos Hyde and Chris Ivory who go in and put up 21 points, 29 points, and if you get an offer for a really good running back, do you have faith in your boys that they can keep it up, or do you go with one of these guys that's selling for low right now?
I'll take one of the low guys easy.
You take one of the.
Yeah. If I got somebody that's sitting kind of like in your situation, you got a late rounder guy that, well, I guess mid round guy that actually is putting up numbers in the first week. He's on the high stock. You could cash in and possibly get somebody that was supposed to go top 5. I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but then what if you got to play the what if game is what you start doing, because what if Carlos Hyde, it does the same thing that, Adrian Peterson had to start somewhere too. In his first year, second year, he came out and he, everybody's like, oh shit, and then he put up the numbers. What if Carlos Hyde has one of those years?
I mean, and that, like I said, we're way too early to be, making those kind of things, but that's definitely the way I would go. If I know somebody that's going to be, if he had a down game in the first week, but he's a proven running back, I'm definitely swooping in there and picking up for sure. So. Yeah,
I just don't know about Norv Turner with that stupid head of his.
He obviously is going to air it out all day, apparently. So I don't know if he wanted to go in there and prove a point with his new offense he was bringing in there or what. But geez, Louise, they were just throwing for days, and that line was giving Bridgewater no time back there. He looked like he was just scrambling, and he looked a lot better last year. At the end of last year, he started really putting the season together and looked poised, and he just never got a chance to even drop back and sit still. So
you got to be able to give him time. You got to give your quarterback time. Okay, well, next week I'm in LA, guys, so I might not be able to do the podcast. Hit me up. I definitely won't be able to host it now that I think about it, but I'll host it the week after.
Why you got to be all fancy and flying out on private jets all the time?
World traveler. What was that, Austin?
You shooting a video, superstar status now, or what?
Superstar. No, I'm going out to LA for work. NYC has my heart, but sometimes I got to make it out to LA and, see all the pretty girls out there. And
then, hey, we got to do that. Don't forget we're gonna have that collab episode in November.
What's the collab episode? Ooh. Day after Thanksgiving, The Faucet is coming out to visit Mike Wright. We're gonna spend some pretty little money on some tickets and get us some good ass seats to the last.
Yeah, we're gonna pay some premium dollar. I couldn't get anything where we wanted to begin with, but unfortunately, I'm at the mercy of the people in the third party world. So
we're gonna find us some good seats. Was that?
Which game is it?
The Patriots game.
Patriots versus Broncos.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that one just because I feel like that streak needs to end. We've played them so many times and we should have beat them, especially that one year when we were up like 20 points or something like that, and they just absolutely collapsed. I was like, this game is just ass sometimes. So. Yeah, it'd be killing me. So, all right, well, here we go. Another week, another day down to the dollar. I'm excited. I'm so excited for another week to get into the books. that's why I love Thursday football. Just not because, I mean, obviously this week's gonna be good for us, but Thursday is just another day in the week that we get to kind of see what's going on with somebody. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a good week. Hey, make trades. Make smart trades. Make smart trades this week. Make your team better. Come to play. Talk some trash. Talk some trash back to Osborne when he talks the trash. And we'll see you guys out on the field.
All right. Hey, appreciate everybody coming in.
Later.
All right, guys. All right.